Hi YouTube! It's been a minute, but welcome back to my channel. I'm Xhanthi, and today I am going to be painting a prototype from Sideshow Collectibles. And it's my Mystic Bun, which is a bunny with 3 eyes. And I think she's super cute. She came out really well. We spent probably about a year working on this and just throwing back and forth designs and all of that kind of stuff. And she comes in an oval frame, which is something that I've always wanted to do, but haven't ever been able to do because it's just a little bit too much work for just one person to kind of manage. So this was one of those situations that was really great to have a company come in and be able to handle all of the manufacturing. So this was a really great opportunity and a really awesome project to get to work on. This Mystic Bun is available for pre-order. The pre-orders for the Mystic Bun will be open until October, I believe. So if you'd like to grab one, I will leave all of the links in the description below. So the one I'm going to be painting for you today is actually a prototype, and she's my own personal bunny. So she's going to be a little bit different to the ones that you can pre-order from Sideshow. Because she's my personal bun, I don't really have to worry about manufacturing costs like I did when we designed her for release. So she's just going to have a little extra zazz and a little extra flair because she's going on my wall. So if you do jump into the pre-order, do have a look at all the photos because the design is going to be in the same color scheme, but it's definitely different. So you'll want to check out the one that I designed for Sideshow. Anyway, let's get started. I decided for mine that I wanted to add some gold designs to the backing board, so I've decided to paint the backing board black and do those designs in gold. To keep production costs down, we decided to just do a straight gold background for the Sideshow release. So that's probably the biggest visual difference. So I'll just quickly mention that all of the paints that I'm using in this video are from Golden Acrylics. It's not sponsored or anything because I don't think Golden actually ever sponsors anyone, but it's just what I use because they're a really high quality professional grade paint. So these are high flow Golden Acrylics and they're a very inky consistency and they work great for going through an airbrush. So you'll notice that I did the skin first, and that's because usually I always do the skin and face details before doing the mask, because the masks are usually done in a bright bold color, and those sorts of vibrant colors can be very difficult to cover up under a flesh tone. I always get asked about what kind of brushes I use for the eyeliner, and they're always liner brushes. That's the type of brush that it is. So the brand will vary depending on whether I buy them online or I'm just at my local craft store. So it'll depend on what I can pick up, but the type of brush is always going to be a liner brush and the size is always going to be a size 0. That does change a little bit because it depends on if I'm doing a really small face or if I'm doing a larger sized face, because some of the faces that I do are a bit bigger. On the bigger faces, I'm still using a liner brush. I'm just using a larger sized liner brush. If you have any questions about any of the products and materials that I'm using, I'm going to try and list everything in the description below, and hopefully I don't forget or miss anything. The eyes in my sideshow bun are a pinky purple colour because that's what worked with the gold background. But when I was painting this, I realised that I wasn't going to be doing that same gold background, and this is mine for my wall, so I can do what I like. So I thought I would change her eye colour. So she now has pink eyes because I like bunnies with albino eyes. I use a variety of different pastel brands, but the main brands that I use are Rembrant and Schminke. I think it's pronounced Schminke. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm going with. So I have a pack of 30 half sticks from Rembrant, but these days I just buy the individual sticks in whatever colours that I need from places like Dick Blick or Jerry's Artorama. Having a palette of like 30 different colours is really nice, but it's way more affordable to just buy the colours that you need. The trick to getting the eyes to look right is to add a cast shadow to the upper third of the eye. I find that if I don't do this, they look very sort of dead doll, starey scary. White highlights are really important for adding depth and dimension, but I have to say my favourite part is adding in the catch lights at the end. For me, this is what really brings them to life. The tool I'm using to add the catch lights is called a ball stylus. The one that I'm using is 1mm in size, but you can get them in a wide variety of sizes and you can buy them in packs of 3, 5, 10, however many you want. This part's really difficult to see. I'm airbrushing the tips of the ears in gold, but the camera just doesn't want to pick it up, so you can kind of catch a little bit of sparkle as I turn it around, but you can't see it going on very well. But trust me, it is there. The stuff I'm using to mask off the eyes is just sticky tack, or like blue tack if you live in Australia. And for me it works really well. It goes on really easily and it's really easy to get off. I also use that around the edges of the mask, and then I use blue painter's tape around that. It's always nerve-wracking peeling off the masking at the end because it's not until it comes off that I know whether or not I masked everything off correctly. There have been times when I've taken that tape off and realized that I didn't do it properly and that I've got to restart the whole thing from scratch. Luckily, that didn't happen here. Another difference between my version and the version from Sideshow is that I've got eyelashes on mine. So the Sideshow version isn't going to come with eyelashes because, again, that's just sort of a hands-on production cost. That's just going to bump up the price, and we really did want to keep it affordable. I didn't film myself putting the eyelashes on just because I forgot, really. And now it's time for the fun gold part. So this is a design that originally I wanted to put on the mask, and then I realized that was just going to make the mask look a little bit too busy. So then I decided to take that design and rework it and add it to the backing board. And I think it came out really well. I really like it. And it just has a little bit more of a mystical feel to it, a little bit cosmic. And I also added in some alchemy symbols. So we've got the symbol for Mercury and Saturn, and up the top there's the little triangle with the line through it, and that's the elemental symbol for air. It doesn't really mean anything, it's just there for the aesthetic feel of it, just to give it more of a mystical, cosmic kind of vibe. Overall, I'm really happy with how she came out. I think she looks great, and I'm really excited to hang her up somewhere. I haven't quite figured out where that's going to be yet. And I also kind of couldn't hang her before taking her photos, because if I hang her up on the wall, then she's going to be too high for me to take photos of. They're all going to be up the nose shots, so I kind of just hung her on my plant stand for now to take some photos. So Sideshow actually sent me this prototype a really long time ago, and I just haven't had a chance to paint it until now. Because painting a project will typically span over like maybe a couple of weeks. And then after the filming it, I then do the editing, and then I have to do the voiceover. So it just takes way more time than I always anticipate. But I'm so glad I was able to get this done, and I'm so happy to finally have the time to actually dedicate to this project, because this was a project that was so close to my heart. You know, it really meant so much to me to be able to do this and to have this opportunity. I love that I got the chance to come up with this design and do like an exclusive design for Sideshow, because doing a three-eyed bunny had been on my mind for such a long time. And I'm so happy with how she's turned out, and I can't thank Sideshow enough for giving me the opportunity to work with them to come up with something that I can share with you all. I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to be able to share my work with more than just a handful of people. Big thanks to Sideshow, and if you did want to jump into the pre-order, the information is going to be in the description below, as well as all of the information about the materials that I use. So definitely check out the description for all the clicky. I'm really hoping to be able to make more videos this year, so hopefully you will see another video from me fairly soon. And I'm dropping a few like short little snippet videos into my Patreon, behind the scenes photos and all that kind of stuff. Like all of the planning and the behind the scenes Sideshow stuff was posted to my Patreon, so my Patreons kind of got to see the process of everything as it was being made and some of the sculpting and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, then you can join me in Patreon. Again, the links will be below. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm sorry it's been so long, and hopefully the next one will not take me a year to make. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.